watch. Classes are out for winter break following weeks of social media threats that had both school districts and parents on high alert. News 5's Mayo Davison is taking a closer look into how they're handled by local districts and law enforcement agencies.
There was no teaching going on from noon on because of a couple texts that started out going out from kids to the parents.
It's been a couple of weeks since the rumored threat at Chinook Trail Middle School.
My son had asked me, could you please come pick me up? And my answer to him was no.
And Daniel Liu is still shocked at how things went down.
The line was out to the parking lot where parents wanted to pick up their kids,
as well as demanding more information about the rumored threats, which ultimately Colorado Springs police said were not credible.
I have 2 kids. The district has 26,000 kids. We can't always expect teachers and administrators to drop what they're hired to do, which is to teach our kids.
But other parents like Laura Mastick believe there needs to be 100% transparency.
I know it's hard with FERPA and all the information that they can or can't give. So I understand their hands might be tied a little bit, but I would like to know that the student has been immediately removed from the school grounds, will not be permitted back into school.
She wants zero tolerance when it comes to threats.
The communication needs to show a stronger stance that they won't tolerate even, joking around about violence in schools or threats to the school.
We will be completely transparent with you about where the threat stands, about the safety of our students, about what we're doing to keep your students safe. What we can't always be completely transparent about is maybe how it's impacting the person that made the threat.
Academy School District 20 says anytime a threat of violence is reported, the security team is immediately notified. How the tip is reported steers how their process works and how the situation is handled.
There are some threats that we can handle completely on our own with our security team. We will be able to identify exactly where it's coming from. Sometimes that student might be in the class, and we can actually take care of that right there.
When the threat is significant, they bring in Colorado Springs police.
It's very collaborative. There's a lot of people involved. We'll get resources where resources need to go and start. Really, it's about talking to people and finding out what information they have.
She says it doesn't help when parents go to social media with any potential threats.
Don't go to Facebook. Don't start sharing it and asking if you've seen it. Just notify us. Notify law enforcement. Go through appropriate channels. Notify district administrator.
To help prevent panic and the spread of misinformation.
We think we're making the best decision, but we're actually hindering the process.
In Colorado Springs, Mayo Davison, News 5.
The Colorado Attorney General's office says there were a total of 11,388 tips, with 95.2% of those being actionable. Tips regarding suicide, drugs, and bullying continue to be the top threats reported. We'll have information on how you can report tips in the online version of this story at KOAA.com. This is